Ada was just 9 years old when she left home for the first time. It wasn't the admission letter that made her dance around the compound. It was the new things her father had packed. A bright pink mattress, a shiny pink bucket, neatly folded school uniforms and a soft matching bed sheet, fresh new sandals, a full carton of provisions, and a silver spoon with her name engraved on it. Graceland Girls College looked big, too big for someone like Ada. But she wasn't afraid, at least not yet. She smiled and danced as she arranged her bag for school the next day, carefully folding her socks, placing her spoon like it was treasure. That morning, she rushed to her best friend's house just to say goodbye. "Come see, I'm going to boarding school," she shouted, bursting with excitement. Kamsi gasped. "Wow, I'm going to miss you," she cried, then hugged her tightly. Ada waved like a queen, proud, glowing, and bubbling with joy. But no one, not even Ada, could imagine the real lessons this school would teach her. The next day, her father packed her belongings into the car and drove her to school. When they reached the gate, it was busy. Parents were unloading boxes. Students were hugging and crying. Some were eager, some were terrified. After saying goodbye to her father, Ada turned to head to her hostel, her bag slung over one shoulder. The first thing she saw at school wasn't a classroom. It was a little girl, crying by the school gate. Her name was Buki. "Why are you crying?" Ada asked, gently. "I want to go home," Buki sobbed. Ada opened her provisions, pulled out a biscuit, and smiled. "Help me carry my bucket and my bag. Let's go to the hostel. Let's survive this place together." They were both assigned to Red D Hostel, and from that moment they became inseparable. They laughed during break time, shared biscuits under bunk beds, whispered secrets during lights out. But not everything in Graceland Girls was sweet. Red D Hostel was wide and cold. Steel bunks, flickering lights, 100 whispers at night. Ada felt homesick, but she had Buki, and later she met Jane. Jane was quiet, always serious, always looking over her shoulder. "Are you always sick?" Ada asked her. "No," Jane replied softly, "but someone visits me when I sleep." At first, Ada thought Jane was just being spooky, until girls started falling sick, until some girls woke up with marks on their arms, until one night, when students were returning from night prep, someone screamed, and all the students started running back to the classroom. One of them claimed she saw a figure in white flowing dress, floating above the stairs. Low feet, low face. The principal stormed into the crowd, blew her whistle, and scanned the night with her flashlight. "There are no ghosts in this school," she shouted. "Back to your hostels, now." But the girls knew better. No one slept that night. And from her window, Ada saw it. A dark figure perched on the chapel roof, just watching. Then the strange things began. Doors slammed on their own. Lockers opened with no one there. Girls whispered of dreams they couldn't explain. And one night, Ada felt something too. She was pressed, climbed down from her bunk, stepped outside to ease herself, and then a cold wind brushed the back of her neck. Something was watching her. That was the first night Ada felt it, the stillness. That moment when everyone else is asleep, but you're suddenly not alone. She couldn't move. She couldn't speak. She could only stare at the figure beside her bed. He was reaching for her feet. Then Jane, brave Jane, threw salt at the shadow and whispered a prayer. The figure vanished. Ada could move again. That night, she stopped laughing at the stories. There was a coven, a real one, hidden in the hostel, in the classrooms, in the dreams. Some girls weren't students anymore. They belonged to something else. And the way they recruited, they waited till you were asleep. If they touched your feet or your hair, you'd start forgetting your name. Ada once dreamt she was inside a hall filled with girls in white robes. They were all staring at her. And then a ghost figure chased her down the corridor. During night hostel prayers, it happened. Rita, the prettiest girl in school, collapsed. Her eyes rolled. Her voice changed. She screamed, "Please, stop praying. It burns." Then she confessed, "They chose me. I didn't want it. But I wear a ring you cannot see. I float. I walk through dreams. I touch new girls." Ada, I nearly touched you. We saw you at our meeting in the dining hall, but you ran. We're in a coven. We initiate students at night. If we touch your feet while you sleep, you're one of us. Gasps filled the hall. A ring fell from Rita's hand, a ring no one had ever seen before. They had tried to get Ada too, but her prayers and her mother's prayers had protected her. From that night on, Ada and her friends fought back with torches, with prayers, with truth. Ada, Buki, Jane, and 2 others started the watch. They stayed up, prayed, drew salt circles, hid Bible verses under their pillows, and every night they waited. Because the coven hadn't stopped, it had only gotten smarter. One night the bunk creaked again. Ada opened her eyes and saw them, Rita, Chioma, and a girl she didn't even recognize, standing, silent, staring. They didn't need torches. Their eyes glowed faintly in the dark. "You're halfway ours," Rita whispered. "Let go and come with us." But before Ada could speak, the school bell rang, the real bell from the chapel, at exactly 2 a.m. And just like that, they vanished. The school never made an announcement. The principal never asked questions. It was like nothing had happened. But Ada knew better. She still keeps a Bible under her pillow. She still watches the hallways, and every night before bed, she checks to make sure her feet are covered. Because at Graceland Girls College, some secrets sleep with you, and not everyone goes home the same.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment for more interesting story on Becky's folktales and more.